Alright, hello and welcome back to Space Quest 6, where we are walking along the information superhighway. We have this kind of, MC Escher-esque world where we're traveling upside, inside, out. There's no puzzle or anything to this, you just have to continue to progress. Hardest part here is actually knowing just where to click to get to the next part of the screen. This is the only one that tends to jam me up. Eventually you figure it out. Let's see, what's Roger doing? There we go. Have a little Wile E. Coyote reference.
Free birdseed, and so conveniently placed under a huge boulder, too.
Alright, let's continue. Or not. There we go. And this way. Down here. We'll just teleport all over the place. Something about this music that makes me think of the first chapter of King's Quest VII, when Valenice is kind of stuck in the desert. Seems oddly reminiscent. Alright, we should be just about done. Hopefully. I've been wrong before. Up here, maybe? Alright, very good. This seems like a lost opportunity. There's this stop sign, but, nothing happens. I feel like a bus should come back or something. Alright, we have finally reached the office of the information superhighway. A couple items we want to grab on this screen. Pardon our dust. Future site of the information superhighway opens never. Alright, so there's a screwdriver that's kind of difficult to see, honestly, right here. I want to grab that, and then this board back here you want to grab.
Bet you can't fit that thing in your pants. Guess I was wrong. It does fit. There must be plenty of spare room in there.
Alright, and that's it. We'll head in. Let's see what we got. We have,
It looks like some poor slob actually waited for his number to be called and died for his troubles.
Oof, how about this guy over here?
Looks like a programmer just prior to shipping.
I guess you'd call that an inside joke. Let's ring the bell.
Next. Does your number match the one shown by the counter?
No, I don't seem to have that one, but...
Oh, I am sorry, sir. Strangely enough, there's no provision for buts in this system. You either have the number shown, or you do not. Now, please await the calling of your number. Thank you very much. I have important things to do.
Alright, so we will take a number. And actually, if you wait long enough, this will eventually cycle around and you'll get your turn. I don't know how long it takes. Probably 30 seconds to a minute or two for each number change. So you can do that math out if you want. However, what we can do instead is simply take the screwdriver and change the number ourselves. And now it matches. So let's ring the bell again.
Does your number match the one shown by the counter?
As a matter of fact, I do possess that number. Read it and weep, Pixel Woman.
Pixel Woman.
Oh no, you can't possibly. Oh. Well, I guess you're right.
You bet your pallet, little 32 by 32 pixel mama.
And open the file room for us and send us inside. All right, so now we have to do kind of an odd little dance here. So we have these 3 rows of drawers, and we're going to search for the specific files that we want. We have a few names we can look for, but the first one that I want is the name of that goon that we found, which is Nigel Rancid, which I believe it might be under R, but I think it's under N. We'll find out shortly. No, it's definitely under R. Under Rancid. So the way this works is a little odd. Only a few of these drawers open. I think it's this one.
That file apparently doesn't want to open.
I guess not. So yeah, only a few of them open. If a drawer opens, then it means it's either the one you want or it is a stepping stone to the one that you want. So we're going to open all of these guys. None of these P's matter to us. Let's see, can I step just all the way up? Good. Roger will do a little climbing. We'll grab the file. Let's see what we got. Anne Rand, raspberries, Rasputin. But we're going to take Nigel Rancid's. There we go. And why don't we just step down? Look in our pockets and we can read this file. Nigel Rancid and his brother Singent are hired thugs. Most recently, the Rancid brothers have been employed by Dr. Hayden Belleau and Sharpay of the Golden Light Years Retirement Community on Delta Berxalon 5. Cross-reference with Belleau, Sharpay, and Santiago. All right. So we can now look up all 3 of those. Doesn't really matter which order we do it in. So let's just start with Dr. Belleau. Why not? Now let's see which one of the B drawers opens.
That file.
I'm going to skip through when he says it's the wrong one because I don't feel like listening to it. Behavioral Sciences, Beirut, London, and Dr. Belleau. All right, exit. And we guess we might as well just read this right now. Dr. Hayden Belleau is the Chief Medical Administrator of the Golden Light Years Retirement Community. He has gained much notoriety over his controversial efforts to mitigate the effects of, some say altogether eliminate, aging. All right. Now we will go check out, no.
Don't pick at it. That's delightful.
Let's go check our Sharpay and Santiago. That's going to be this 3rd row, S through Z. At least it's relatively early on. I think it's one of these 2. Let's see. Nope.
That file.
All right. Oops. What do we have here? We have San Fran, Santa Claus, Chile, Santiago, and Stellar, Santiago. All right. Let's see what Stellar's file says. Corpsman Stellar Santiago was a member of the Starcon fleet before her departure from this world while attempting to rescue a janitor 2nd class who was stationed aboard SCS Deep Ship 86. And finally, Sharpay. I have no idea where she is.
That file.
We're just going to click on a bunch of these. One more. Nope.
That file apparent.
All right, so we'll climb up to here. And we should be able to grab this file. Let's see. Charlie and Martin Sheen. But let's grab Sharpay. And finally, let's see what her file says. Sharpay, a philanthropist of the First Order, this benefactress of many good causes is known throughout the universe simply as Sharpay. Sharpay's most recent project has been the Golden Light Years Retirement Community on Delta Versalon 5, where she hopes to spend her declining years. Always thinking of others, this grand lady will leave a legacy of charitable works behind her when she goes. Now we have an additional cross-reference, now that we found the other 4, and that is Project Immortality. And that is under Project, not Immortality. All right. Now let's head down to the P's. All right, I don't know which one it is, but looks like we chose right. So I actually don't think that's the file we want. I think it's this one. I don't believe we can reach that one from the ground. So I think we're going to do this. No. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Roger. Knew you had it in you. Alright, open up this last file. Oops, open up this last file. And we have Project Liability, Prometheus, Propaganda, and Project Immortality. Alright. Now we have all of the files that we need. Let's read this. The holy grail of narcissists everywhere. Project Immortality is the cold, hard, scientific name applied to the cold, hard science that is the fountain of youth of our times. Project Immortality is funded by Sharpay and overseen by controversial Dr. Hayden Bellow. It promises humankind the hope of the ages, eternal life. Sure makes marriage a scary proposition, though, doesn't it? Cross-reference Endgame. That's not a real reference. You can't, I don't think, at least as far as I know, look up Endgame. It's just telling you that we are now approaching the Endgame. Alright, we will exit here. We need to take all of these files and put them in the digital printer, one at a time, unfortunately.
The cyber printer accepts your cyber file gratefully and begins to print. The question is, what exactly is the output of a cyber printer?
Number 2. Number 3. Four. And one last one. There we are. Sharpay. Save the best for last.
Well, what do you know? Maybe there is something to this superhero reputation thing after all. And after that episode with the egg beater, I thought you'd never impress me again.
Unless I'm mistaken, that's not an actual reference to anything, but I've been wrong before. Alright, we can now depart.
Next.
We will head out this way. And luckily, I mean, you can actually, I think, take the full walk back. We don't actually have to. We're going to go through this one step here. Step over to the edge of this bridge. Take out our board and lay it across, not unlike King's Quest IV.
You smartly drop the board in place, spanning the gap between the two bridge sections.
Do a nice little shimmy across, and we can walk our way out. Let's see where those files printed right here. I want to check one thing. If we try to talk to him before we pick up the files, I'm curious what happens.
You know, he's a bit ticked at you. I'd leave him alone unless you've got something really important to bug him about.
All right, then. He doesn't seem all that mad. Guess he is, though. We'll pick up these files. There's also a memo here we can look at.
You pick up the memo and read through it. Sharpay was concerned that the secondary transplant subject had evaded recruitment and that steps would need to be taken to either procure the subject forthwith or find a new STS.
Interesting. I don't
As
think
usual,
any of this...
you're not really sure what they're talking about, but you're sure you don't like the sound of it.
I don't think any of these are interesting.
You surreptitiously page through the memo. It's a little too dense for you. There's a switch, but it's apparently a discussion of how to graft attenuated neurons to computerized controllers, whatever that means. Your brain starts to hurt, so you replace the memo.
And how about this one?
You quickly thumb through the report. It goes into nauseating detail about how certain parts of the orbital village were constructed using microtechnology. A race of micro-robots developed here in the lab by Dr. Bellows built critical sections of the village that would have been hazardous to assemble by normal means. This helped the project come in under budget and in record time. Moreover, the technology developed for the project can be applied in countless other ways, further defraying the cost of the research and development. The implications of this don't hit you for several years.
I think some of the implications are going to hit us a little sooner than that, but we'll see. All right. Go ahead. Confront him with the evidence.
Well, Dr. Bellows, I think you've got some explaining to do.
Lucy.
You're out of your mind, Wilco.
So, what do you have to say for yourself now, Doctor?
Confronted with the facts found in the files you located, he freaks and spills all.
Apparently not much of a spine in this guy.
Oh, my...
Eloquently stated.
I didn't think this all the way through until I'd crossed my own personal ethical line. I was already... It had already gone too far. The experiments alone. I thought I could do just this one thing and still live with myself. Love can move a person to do some strange things, Wilco. She knew how I felt and used it to her advantage.
Interesting.
I think I know what you mean about that love thing, but wait a minute. Slow down. Are you saying you have the hots for... I mean, you are actually romantically intrigued by Sharpay? Wow. You are serious. I agree that love can make you do some weird stuff. In this case, though, it made you do some stuff that was unethical and illegal, Doctor.
Fair argument.
Where is Stellar Santiago? I know she was alive, that her death was faked. What have you done with her?
Great Caesar's ghost. The woman, she's still alive, but I'm afraid not much time remains.
He sounds like he just learned that from us.
She is. What do you mean not much time remains?
As you must realize by now, the Golden Light Years project was merely a front for the research I'd been conducting per Sharpay's wishes. She is intensely fearful of death. You probably didn't notice that she is getting up in age a bit.
She looks like old dried leather, but no, I had noticed.
Yeah. Who could have guessed that?
In very simple terms, Janitor Wilco.
Janitor?
That's janitor, second class, pal. And don't you forget it.
Excuse me, Janitor second class. As I was saying, Sharpay feared dying, enough to take the lives of others to save her own. She knew I loved her. I remember the day I met her.
This does drag on a bit.
It was at the funeral of... Oh, I believe it was her fourth husband, and I remember never having seen her look so radiant. I fell for her, hard, and she knew it. You should have seen her in black.
Crashing
Pass,
funerals.
thanks. Just tell me about Stellar.
Okay. The bottom line is that I have developed a way to extend Sharpay's life by transferring her mental essence into the body of another. It was to be you until your friend Stellar Santiago got in the way. We thought no one would miss you. Go figure. What I have done is to employ nanotechnology to take over the designated host body, as is happening with your friend as we speak.
In the entire universe, this was the only person they thought of to be a good candidate?
Stellar's body is being taken over by Sharpay? Jeez. I don't understand. Is there anything we could do to stop it?
I've never really thought of it that way.
Well, think about it now. We have to save Stellar. You can't let her die. You can redeem yourself at least to some degree, Doc.
Never thought of it that way. That's literally what the project is.
As much as it pains me to admit it, you're right, Roger. You're right. Okay, I think I may have a plan. We can save her. There are some interesting spin-off technological breakthroughs. I'm going to send you in to stop Sharpay.
Say what? No, I don't think...
You want Roger to be the hero?
It's her only chance. If you seriously care for your friend, you'll do this.
Oh, the only way, huh?
The only way.
Well, okay then. I hope you're sure about this.
I'm positive. Here's how we shall go about it. You will move your shuttle into Lab B. Meanwhile, I will generate new software for your shuttle's navigational system, which will help you locate the nanites, the very small robotic devices I developed for the intrusion. One of them is Sharpay. If you can stop Sharpay, well, your friend's chances of survival improve immensely. Then, once I have located and extracted you, I shall work to repair whatever damage may have been done to Stellar during the attempted incursion.
All right, we got ourselves a plan finally. I don't know why our shuttle has to be here in Lab B, but it's there.
The shuttle is nicely miniaturized by the beam deal. Hopefully, it is reversible. Perhaps you should have asked about that. There are some things you can't afford to have smaller.
Maybe a broom and dustpan? That's probably what it's referring to. sucks us up in this syringe of goo. I'm intrigued by the fact that Stellar has 3 lines there. Presumably one's going to an artery, one's going to a vein, and I don't know what the pink one is supposed to be. Perhaps her species just has a 3rd type of vessel. Maybe it's supposed to be lymph? I don't know. Alright. Preparing for, we'll call it blast off. Traveling through the vessels, which in reality should bring us to the lungs, but I don't think that's actually what's going to happen. All right. We've come to a stop here inside Stellar, which is actually where we are going to end things for today. So we'll stop the video now, and when we come back, we're going to be investigating Stellar's innards. Not sure how else to phrase that, but either way, until then, see ya.